I think one of the things that I find the most fascinating about this process of connecting is how there are no bodies. It's so mental telepathy. Like I'm completely alone and I'm talking to myself, but I'm talking to you. And so, yeah, it's like a slow motion mental telepathy. And then I'll post this, and then you'll write a message. And that message will have originated in your brain and out of your thoughts in your time when I wasn't with you. And then you will have sent me the message. I suppose old-fashioned letters were like that. Hey, they used to take months to go from one continent to another continent. And now we can do it overnight. I mean, I'm not talking about communication. I mean, I know we can get on the phone or we can get in a meeting or whatever. We can get together or we can talk to each other like normal people, right? But I'm talking about this other thing, this other way of relating to you. I don't know. I don't understand it. Through writing. Is it through writing? Is it putting things on a piece of paper and passing you that piece of paper and then you read what I thought and you write your thing on a piece of paper and send it back to me? I wonder what it is about that mode of information transfer that is attractive to us, that we've developed this technology that we can do this with each other. Pass these messages back and forth between each other, these posts. I haven't been to anybody's channels today. I haven't checked up the posts. I'm behind on everything. I haven't listened to Roger's real-time radio on the weekend. No. The weekend roundtable, I mean, is the one I haven't listened to. Oh, man. 6 hours. Roger, can't we speed it up? Can't I somehow, I don't know, spend time with you while I'm asleep? Can't we like maybe tap into my subconscious mind so that I can listen to you in my sleep? I don't know how I'm ever going to ever catch up with getting to know you guys. It takes so long to get to know people. And so difficult to figure out. Even I don't even know who thinks what. I can't even figure it out. Everybody thinks different things and has different opinions and has different takes on the world, and there's no point of view that we all share. We all have something different to bring to the mix. And that's interesting. It's interesting. And difficult to integrate into. I come from the time of one narrative, you know? I come from the time of one news bulletin. There weren't 2 TV channels. There was one TV channel. And before that, there was one newspaper. And before that, there was one town crier. There was one version of each story that occurred. And we developed a language, and we developed a way of transmitting the story that we trusted. And something has changed. And the storytellers and the knowledge transmitters have developed new ways of thinking. Anyway, so before I go off down that track, let me come back to what I was trying to say about meeting people and getting to know people, is that I'm finding that this is what I'm doing is through the posts. And I was really, well, pleased and interested and excited the other day when you wrote on my post that you didn't know how to respond to it. because it was, I can't remember what you said, it was something so brilliant the way you put it. I love being able to interact with the way that you manipulate words, the way you place your words together on the page makes my brain generate sounds. Does that do that for all of you? Is that what happens when you read other people's words? Do you feel your brain like singing and jumping and things happening? Or do you just read the words and accept the knowledge? That's what I used to do when I read books or encyclopedias or anything. This was just a list of information that I needed to get this information into my head. Now, it's like when I read posts and things that you write, I feel happy and I smile. And it feels nice. And it's different. Okay, that wasn't what I was saying, but I think that's in response to Purple Tears. Purple Tears is still with me, vibrating. Anyway, so the thing that I was trying to explain, or I was trying to remember, was what you were saying about what you couldn't respond to. It was something about how very bleak some of the things that I say are. And yet, also that there was light or joy or something, I think you said. I don't remember exactly. Isn't it funny that I can't do that? That's another thing that's happened that I think is wrong in my brain, is that instead of being able to remember your words, I translate your words into a different set of parallel words and then speak them back in a parallel way. I don't know, is that normal? Is that how people normally transfer data? Do I accept your opinion, transform your opinion into something that's got my slant on it, and say that back to you, and then you again transform my opinion, adding your information? Is that what we're doing? Is that how we are communicating with each other? I suppose I've started off like this by talking because it's more familiar, and moving into this way of like sort of real-time transfer by typing. Why would that be? Why would that be so different for me? But it is. I even find when I practice it with the AI, having a conversation by typing, it's disturbing to me to have these conversations that generate themselves. I don't know what it is that's just fascinating me about this process of learning to interact with machines. And I guess you've been doing it for so long that you're just like, I don't know, I sometimes sort of think that you're like all sitting there laughing at me and saying, oh, look at her catching up. Finally, 30 years later, look, she's figuring it out. Oh. But like, if I don't tell you, then how are you going to be able to push me to learn the next thing and to do the next, to take the next step and to contribute more? Because that's what we're doing, isn't it? That's what we're doing. We're like putting our energy into a project because it's fun to do things together online. Is that it? Are those the words that describe our project? And everybody has their own project. And somehow there's a way that I can facilitate all these projects. But it means that I'm going to have to be pretty emotionally stable and have to work under stress. Which means letting go of many of the bad habits that are associated with living on welfare. Oh, and I don't know what else there are. I don't want to go into all my faults right now, but living the not good life. Now let's change and live the life where we make a difference and we build something. Build something. Reach out, touch somebody and be something. And anyway, so it was really great seeing that guy do the book as a rap song too. I loved that. It was great. I'm loving these songs. I'm loving all the songs. It's just a bit overwhelming, all the stimulation, all this musical stuff happening in my head, and trying to hurry up. It's as if everything's so slow in there. Anyway, but yes. Was it a Dr. Seuss book that was wrapped? I don't know that book. It's not one of the ones that I know. But I love them. I love them. I love Dr. Seuss. If that's Dr. Seuss that you did? Can't remember. It was one of the rhyming books. And, yeah. I used to know The Cat in the Hat. I used to know The Cat in the Hat off by heart. I used to just recite it to the children. I think I could even say it like without the book. Like if we were driving along in the car, I could just tell them the story of the book. Oh me, oh my, the skills we develop as young adults. And now look where I am. Out of all those skills, I'm here learning how to do voiceovers and make videos and do podcasts and do live streams for people so people can just drop in and have a chat and then go and then come back and then do a show on this time, and it would be so nice. And I could be like Grand Central and I could just push buttons and we could go online and offline and chat and not chat and just broadcast all the time like a radio, but not a radio, an internetio. Just for fun. Anyway, yes. And I started off reading Dr. Seuss to my kids and learning them off by heart and loving them. Actually, no, I always started off earlier, before that when I was at school, and before that when I was at the school, and before that when I learned to read. I just think transmitting data from one unit to the next. It's very interesting that we do this. And if we did develop out of molecules, and then we became blue-green algae and catfish and monkeys and us, and if we did just by chance grow ears and eyes and throats and learn how to make these sounds at each other in order to generate these concepts and impinge upon other people's thought processes, what a weird and crazy random thing human beings are. I mean, how do we even work? And why is it that we wish to generate positive emotions in the people around us and that we encounter? Why is it that we have groups of people who band together and form communities to study how to be happy and have a happy life, and then pass that data on to other people? I know people say a lot of things about mankind, and we've done a lot of bad things and stuff. But when all is said and done, we're actually quite nice things, aren't we? It's nice to be able to make each other happy and play games with each other. I started listening, or not listening, I went back to listening to Elon's biography again. Wow. It's scary, the patterns, the similarities, the the ways that I can sympathize with the characters in the story. It's this. Mom wrote me a message yesterday and she said, it always comforts me a lot to think that there are millions and millions of other people going through this at the same time. And it's so interesting that, because I don't find that comforting. I don't find that comforting. When I think of millions and millions and millions of other people going through the suffering that I'm going through, it just like intensifies the horror. It's like, I'm feeling this, and all of you? Where does all this pain go? Where does it all go? How can we all be walking around with this inside of us? And it's too awful. It's too awful to have to live with this wretchedness, and everybody, millions and millions and millions of people suffering these same feelings of torment and rejection and indecision and oh, I don't know if I can do it. Oh no. How can there be so many people? Surely we're failing each other if there are millions and millions of us suffering like this. Surely we could think of a plan to reach out to each other and stop that from happening. I don't know. Maybe Elon's rubbing off on me and I'm starting to think about changing humanity. Change the world. Change the world. Do something every day so that when you go to bed, you can fall into a deep and dreamless sleep, knowing that the day that you're exiting is better because you were in it.